In this video, I will tell you why Nick Pope is the best choice for your goalkeeper in your Premier League fantasy football team, according to data science. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Sander. I'm a data scientist from the Netherlands. In my previous video, I explained to you why I set up this fantasy football project. First, to combine my passion for data science and Premier League fantasy football, and also to compete with my girlfriend. This video, I will go into depth who is the best choice for your goalkeeper for your fantasy football team. So let's get started. For your chosen goalkeeper, these are the factors that determine the amount of points. These are predetermined by the fantasy football app, so that's where data science doesn't play a part in it. Factors are already predetermined, so there's no causation, so you don't have to discover the causation for the factors that determine the amount of points you may receive. These are the other factors that determine the amount of points you may receive regardless of any position. As I said in my previous video, there's a system that determines the amount of bonus points you may receive according to how well your player performs in real life. However, for this type of system, you need very expensive but detailed data to calculate the amount of points. However, since I produce these videos all by myself and I don't have the resources for this, I will not discuss the bonus points at this point. Maybe in a future video I will go into depth on how it's built. But Sander, what does this mean? Who should I choose? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's get into it. All points per factor you'll see in a minute on the screen are calculated over the entire season. It's based on how well a goalkeeper had performed over the entire season. The data I used is from the previous season 2019-2020. So I will not discuss new players. However, this will give a rough estimate on how well the goalkeepers have performed. And during the season of fantasy football, you may tweak your team a little bit. If a new player has a major impact, you can always change your chosen goalkeeper for that particular player. Per factor, I will discuss 3 underperformers as well as 3 overperformers. This means how well a player significantly overperforms, so on average better performs than the rest, as well as significantly underperforms on average in comparison to the rest. First, we will discuss average minutes per game. There's not much difference between the goalkeepers for this particular factor. Once a goalkeeper has been chosen at the beginning of the season, it's most likely they will have their place for each game week till the end of the season. There are a few goalkeepers that may fill in the place temporarily for the regular goalkeeper. You'll see for the underperformance, Travers and Farman, and for the overperformance, it's mainly the regular goalkeepers like Nick Pope, Kasper Schmeichel and David De Gea. So this is not a factor that will majorly impact your choice for a goalkeeper. Average goals conceded. First, we have 3 goalkeepers that conceded the most goals: Aaron Ramsdale, Ben Foster and Tim Krul. So this has an impact on who you choose for your goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale now plays for Sheffield United, so you may have to think twice if you have chosen him for your fantasy football team. For the least goals conceded, it's actually very difficult to calculate, since there are a lot of goalkeepers that may have conceded the least amount of goals, but also have the least amount of appearances and starts. I used a threshold of 10 appearances throughout the season that will determine my choice. So we have Adrian, Emiliano Martinez and Pepe Reina. However, Alisson with 29 appearances and just conceded 11.5 least goals conceded points deserves a special mention. Average saves throughout the season. According to the points, Aaron Ramsdale, Tim Krul and Martin Dubravka have performed very well according to the rest of the goalkeepers. And this will give us a perfect insight. So Aaron Ramsdale has conceded the most amount of goals, but also performed the most amount of saves. At this point, it's very difficult to attach a meaning to that statistic, but I will come back to it at a later point. With a minimum of 10 appearances, there are 3 goalkeepers that will give you the least amount of points. Adrian, Pepe Reina and Angus Gunn. Average clean sheets. It will not come as a surprise that Ederson, Nick Pope and Dean Henderson perform the best throughout the season and will give you the most amount of points possible. However, with a minimum of 10 appearances, Angus Gunn, Pepe Reina and Adrian will give you the least amount of points possible. So these 3 keepers have come up as underperformance quite a lot at this point. It's possible to give a meaning to this statistic, since you can see it as a race. Some keepers like Dean Henderson and Alisson, they are in first, second or third place. However, these 3 keepers, Angus Gunn, Pepe Reina and Adrian, they fall back with each statistic. So my advice is do not choose them. Average penalty kick saves. 23 out of the possible 37 goalkeepers from previous season receive for this statistic 0 points. It doesn't have a major impact. However, we have 3 overperformers: Kasper Schmeichel, Rui Patricio and Tim Krul. Each of these keepers will give you 10 points. However, Tim Krul is not anymore performing in the Premier League, so Rui Patricio and Kasper Schmeichel deserve a mention for your chosen goalkeeper. Penalty kick misses. Only 3 keepers result in a negative impact: Guyate, Henderson and Pickford. They will each give you -2 points based on the statistics of the 2019-2020 season. It doesn't have a major impact in comparison to other statistics. And then we have the average yellow cards per season and average red cards per season. Also for this statistic, it doesn't have a major impact on your total amount of points, since Tim Krul, Ederson and Pickford will result in a small amount of point deduction, and 21 out of the 37 goalkeepers does not result in a point deduction. Average red cards. There are only 2 keepers that received a red card throughout the season. Those are Alisson and Ederson. This only happened once for each of the goalkeepers and will result in a point deduction of -3. In conclusion, beforehand I thought that these statistics would majorly impact the amount of points throughout the season. However, only these statistics will significantly impact your total amount of points for your chosen goalkeeper. Therefore, the 3 underperformers with a minimum of 10 appearances are Adrian, Angus Gunn and Emiliano Martinez. But you may ask, but Sander, Martinez had a wonderful season. How could this happen? And I like to say, that's right. Martinez had a wonderful season. Statistics don't say everything. In my previous video, I made clear that when you use data science to predict human behavior, it's normal that you can predict only half of the total possible outcomes. It could have happened if Martinez was a goalkeeper for each and every game week throughout the season. His statistics may tell otherwise, that he had a wonderful season. And my top 3 goalkeepers are Patricio, Schmeichel and number 1, Nick Pope.
You can't do that.
So therefore I will choose Nick Pope as my number 1 goalkeeper for this season of fantasy football. My substitute keeper will be Schmeichel or Patricio. I have not made my mind up for that, but we'll see. And that's it for this video. I've chosen Nick Pope as my number 1 goalkeeper for my fantasy football team. I really enjoy these type of videos since they require a lot more research, and I can use my skills for data science and my passion for the Premier League fantasy football to make this project happen. If you have any kind of recommendations or wishes, let me know. But for now, if you enjoyed, leave a like. If you don't want to miss any of these videos, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video where I'll discuss the position midfield.